we're going to have the second session with the notion of values in the language classroom. We will have 3 speakers with us today with the interchange of dialogue. First would be the American perspective from Professor Joanne or Jody Crandall from University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and Associate Professor Ajahn Suchada Nimanit from Chulalongkorn University, and myself as the Regional English Language Officer Assistant at the U.S. Embassy, Bangkok.
Thank you. When we talk about teaching culture in the language classroom, we find ourselves with trying to decide what aspects of culture are we going to teach. And traditionally, if you think about it, culture has been talked about as being culture with a capital C. The things that you can see that we're proud of, our arts, our literature, our dance, that sort of thing. And in fact, they are the source of a lot of interesting information about culture. But perhaps even more interesting and also more complicated is understanding that hidden culture, those things that are beneath these overt practices. And there are lots of ways in which we can do that, try to help students to understand that. But the sorts of things are nonverbal communication, why sometimes we make eye contact in different ways, the ways in which we space ourselves when we talk to people, how close we are to each other or how far apart, how informal we are in terms of how we greet each other. And by the way, do we shake hands or do we why? And if we why, who does it first? All of those are very, very complex, and there's a lot of values that are behind those practices. The practices can't be explained until we explain why it is that we do what we do. Even if we talk about roles of elders in the culture, the differences in educational institutions and the ways in which students and teachers interact, the ways in which youth are expected to act, the differences between male and female roles, and that, of course, differs by age. All of these, to be able to explain them and understand them, requires talking about values. And there's lots of ways in which we can talk about values. If you are in a language classroom, you begin to hear about them, since values and culture are very much reflected in the language that's being used. So I think one place to begin is to think about proverbs. We have lots of proverbs in any language which reflect cultural values. So for example, in English, we have a load of proverbs dealing with time. We have time is money. Wow. What does that tell you about the culture? Time is money. We can't waste time because it's so valuable. If we have time and we take time to spend time with somebody, that means we really value that person because we are spending valuable time that is almost thought of as money. So we have lots of proverbs dealing with time which reflect a very important basic value in American culture, is that we don't have a lot of it. And so that's probably one of the reasons why Americans always seem to be in such a big hurry, because we think time is so important. And it's why American teachers can be so upset when a student is 5 minutes late for class, because that means that that student didn't value the time that would have been being spent with that teacher. So I'm interested in knowing some of the most important values in Thai culture, but also whether you have proverbs dealing with topics that reflect how important these values are.
Time. We are pretty relaxed. Do we have values about, do we have proverbs about Thai? Yeah.
Time is like a river.
No, but in Thai. In Thai language.
Yeah.
In Thai, do we have the concept of time is valuable? I think we do have the quote that people say that we have to be slow but sure.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's slow but sure.
Yeah.
You know, aiming at everything should be done in a careful manner. Take your time. And I remember, you know, being told when we are in such a hurry that it doesn't look nice on you, that you sort of hurry and get things done. You should make sure that you look at your work carefully and get it done at the best that you can. So that's and you know that in life in Bangkok with the traffic jam and everything, we can't be too strict about time.
And also, I think one of the things that you're saying is we have to learn patience.
Yeah.
Because first, there are all sorts of events that occur that make people come at different times, like traffic. But also, if you want something to be done well, it needs to be done carefully. How about other proverbs not dealing with time? Are there some interesting proverbs in Thai that help somebody who's a foreigner understand Thai culture? I think you once said something, Suchata, about food. Are there lots of...
Oh, we have, you know, we have a lot of words for, in Thai, that means food. You know, that means eating. You know, eating slowly, eating quickly, gobbling, eating nicely. Oh, you know, we have... Yeah. Enjoy.
I can say that you certainly take time to eat. Since I have been here, I think I have spent about a half of every day eating. And when I've done lectures, I didn't realize that there was a break that's supposed to be within a 2-hour period, that after 1 hour there was a break, because there was all this food available. Mm-hmm. And I now have learned that the food and the break time are as important as anything else, maybe more important.
Yeah.